Sorry. I got a little bit
Hello.
carried away. Welcome along to the BBQ Talk Show. My name's Matt, aka Smoking Cues, and this is my
Hello.
special co-host, Mr. Ryan G. Say
How
hello,
we doing, everybody?
Mr. Ryan G.
Oh, I will say hello then. I was just about to say hello, everybody. It's brilliant to be back on the show for another fun-packed week of barbecue chat. Unfortunately, we do not have a guest at the moment because she's got toothache. So I feel your pain. I had a tooth out at the beginning of the week, and I know how much it hurts. So get well soon. Hope you feel much better. So
Absolutely.
we will be talking about barbecue gadgets and
Coming
essential
up.
stuff for barbecue.
Coming up on tonight's show, as Mr. Clarkson would say, we have books, gadgets, beer, and general chit-chat. And I think Ryan's probably going to get the train rolling tonight, isn't you? Not got anything to do tomorrow?
Not sure what I've got to do tonight, to be honest.
Gonna be charging
actually.
into the pub club and
Potentially.
hosting the party.
I've still got a bit of a sore tooth. Where they've fucked around with it, it's still a bit sore around the other side for some reason, which is really weird. So I'll just see how I go. I'll give the Strongbow a chance to work.
I was going to say, you know what fixes it?
Gin fixes
more alcohol. Especially after the week I've had, I'm tempted to just go back in the fridge now and just empty it, put it all in front of me and watch them disappear. Yes. Shall we mention our show supporters quickly before we start talking about our gadgets and cooks and everything else?
Absolutely. So, as one of the gadgets that we will be talking about, it will be a meter. Very good pieces of kit available from our website. You get 15% off globally. So go check our website out. Make the most of the offers we have there.
Absolutely. That offer's actually just been extended.
Ooh.
After speaking to one of our previous guests that is now Meter King. Phil from Brew Shack Barbecue is now the meter god, as I think we should now dub him. He landed himself a nice deal with Meter, and he has now actually taken over the sales role for them, and we now deal directly with him. So,
that's nice,
buddy. Absolutely,
congratulations.
The rest of the supporters, we have Globaltic. We teamed up with them to provide quality birch charcoal. There's 10% on the discount code on the website there. The Dusty Barn, if you head over to the website, I have realised that whenever I edited the website, that theirs is not actually on there. Although I did it all, I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're not on my website, which is terrible. So if anybody wants to get hold of their bespoke chopping boards, shack signs, things like that, hit me up and I'll give you the 10% discount code. I will get those the Dusty Barn added to the website over the weekend as well. So again, if you want to hit me up or head over to the website, you can get those as well. And yes, and also don't forget Russ from the Rusty Barbecue Co. as well. And there you go, look, Ryan's pointing out some of his sweet soul in the background. Head over to his website, or I head over to the website again, 10% discount from us for his rubs, sauces, and we can't recommend them enough. Quality stuff, sourced in the UK, all of the ingredients, I think apart from maybe one or two, all UK grown and produced, so really good stuff. And the guy's a bit of a scientist when it comes to his rubs. He makes some really, really good stuff. Head over there, grab yourself 10%, and grab yourself a great little, some great rubs. Not also mentioning Uncle Steve in America. He's got a pond swimmer offer on his website, which is, I think, around about $75, which equates to about 60 quid. That will get you 2 of the big bottles of his rubs, and I think 2 of the small ones as well, all part of the package. Head over there and have a look at that. Yeah,
Really lovely stuff. Every one a winner.
absolutely.
Barbecue Talks website. Please do go check us out. We're here to help you out, save some money,
Absolutely.
and get some good gear as well while you're at it. That's all there is to say, really.
I'm going to do a shameless plug for the people listening out as a podcast. Can we ask you really, really nicely, if you enjoy our show on the podcast, can you rate it on Apple or any of the other podcasts that you can rate it on? Give us a 5-star, and then in the comments section, because Apple are really funny and they don't publish your rating unless you have a comment as well. Can we have you put what your latest cook was in the comments? We don't want any, the show's great. We, don't blow smoke up our ass. I just want to know latest cook as your comment.
Okay.
Support us that way, and we get bumped higher and higher up the podcast platforms with the more comments and likes and ratings that we get. That will be awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Same for
would be
YouTube.
fantastic.
If you can give us a like on YouTube, Facebook, if you want to join our group on Facebook as well, we've got one of those where we have a community of people all posting cooks, talking about what they've done. Head over there, join in the fun.
Mm-hmm. Talking actually of the podcast, I was having a look at the figures over the weekend while I was tirelessly editing away with a big hangover. We're really shooting up. We're doing all right. As I said, all I can do is enforce what Matt says. Please do go check us out, rate, share, and review whatever platform it is. It would help us out a massive bunch, because it's really we're starting to get traction now. We've been going nearly a year. In fact, it will be a year quite soon. I think over a year. That went. Oh no, we didn't even mark it. Or maybe I was off. We should mark it. Oops. Yeah. So
we're creeping up to 52 episodes. So we're on a 45th episode now. We'll celebrate when we hit 52. That'll be a year's worth of podcasting.
Mr. Mags is in the chat. Daddy Dutch. Yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully, just going to drop this. We should be chatting to Pit Life Barbecue Boys for a bit of fun and games really soon. We've got some nice up and coming guests as well. It's going to be really good fun. I'm actually very, very looking forward to John and Greg coming on, because I know it's just going to be bedlam.
Yeah,
Greg's going to be coming in, blazing, firing it down.
I'm pretty sure that there might be a round 3 of the chug off. I wonder whether Greg has practiced enough to beat the reigning champion Johnny Maggs.
I don't know. He'd have to do it with water.
Takes all. Wow. Yeah, something that slides down the gullet a little bit easier than, I don't know, whatever he was drinking before, this fizzy water or whatever it was.
Well, I'll be totally honest. Mr. Maggs is he's a machine. I've seen him down a bottle of fucking vodka before on a live, and I was like, shit. Fucking hell.
Absolutely. He is the fuckery master.
He's a warrior. That's all I'm saying.
Daddy Dutch is saying he's going to refuse to watch if we have Greg on. That's not very nice, Dutch. Come on. He's a lovely fella.
Whatever you say, Dutch.
We'll get him to put the peanut butter elsewhere this time, rather than running around with peanut butter for his dog or whatever.
This is just as a sound effect for Greg, all right? You ready, Greg? I hope you're listening.
Lush. Cheers for that.
Just it wasn't fizzy though when Greg done it.
You don't know.
Anyway,
you don't know.
Hopefully,
Absolutely.
Anyway. So let's get into a little bit of what we're going to be talking about. So, Meter are one of our products, sponsors, and things like that. I've been using my Meter pretty much all year. It's fantastic. Greg's a sister I never had. What are you saying? Dear. He sits down to go to the toilet. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly.
Anyway,
so you've been using your Meter all year round. You've not.
Yes, I have. I've been Oh no, it's going great guns actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're going to use gadgets and gizmos and cooking accessories, which is kind of what we're going to be talking about on this podcast, the best place to start off with really is a Weber kettle. Everybody has a Weber kettle, or generally most people start off with a Weber kettle. So I thought what we could do is start off with Weber kettle gadgets, right? So the first things you're going to need really are, if you haven't got them with your Weber, your charcoal dividers, so you can do your indirect cooking. That's almost essential, in my opinion, for a Weber.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, I suppose you could pile it over to one side, but then you haven't got the flexibility of being able to move the heat around in the little trays for
Very true.
for direct and indirect work.
Yeah, very true. I think most of them now come with those the baskets anyway. I think it's only the 47 that doesn't. The little compact thing doesn't come with it. I think the others, all the master touches, come with them now.
Yeah, but they're not all master touches, are they? They're sort of like the master touch is top of the line, but then you've got your other ones as well.
I suppose, you've got your classic as well. Yeah, yeah.
Like not everyone comes in like your good self with all the master touch whistles and bells and your fancy Traegers and all that sort of shit. But
don't get the top notch Weber.
Let's not talk about that.
Why not?
Well, go on.
It's
well,
gadgets. I've been banging the the anti-drum about this for ages. If you want a Weber kettle, just buy the Master Touch. Do not buy the premium. The premium, unfortunately, was a good idea, but the manufacturing and finish of it didn't come up to par, in my opinion.
But
there we go. Sorry.
They need to make it pro inside. That's true, actually.
Yeah,
and that's a good video as well. In fact, we should. While we're talking about Weber accessories, I think what I'll do is when I edit it, I'm going to link your Bro and Sear video into the show notes so people could go and have a look at that and save them a little bit of money, because the Slow and Sear, it is a good bit of kit, but the Bro and Sear does exactly the same job for peanuts. All you need is a little bit of gumption, and yeah, it's a good device actually. What you done, Kent? So yeah, I'll put a link in that so people hit the link, go check out Dutch's channel, and save yourself a few pounds or pennies and make it. It's a very simple thing to do. But yeah,
Dutchy's got a 47 Weber, never cooked on it. Is it still in the box, Dutchy, or is it, it's just as a sort of a viewing piece?
I've never. I'm going to be brutally honest now. I've never really seen the point of a 47 Weber kettle. I can say if you've not got the space, but you can't. Can you do indirect cooking on it? I don't know. And it's so shallow as well.
Yes, that's the problem. It's shallow. I think you'll find that it's for people with really limited space. So, say for example, people that live in an apartment building, they've got a balcony, and that's the only space they've got, and they use it for grilling. I think I'd probably go down the route of saying that 47's for grilling. It's not really for much anything else. Turning it into a nice, pottery stand once you don't use it again. Yeah. What else would you have on a Weber kettle then, Ryan? I think the next thing for me being would be an instant read thermometer.
Absolutely. Thermopen all the way for me. Inkbird do a good one as well. If you want to go and check out Inkbird, they're got some nice products. Good all round barbecue thermometers at a reasonable price. I can fully endorse them. I've used Inkbird for a while. You can. What's that? Yeah, you can't fit a Vortex 47. Yeah, that's true actually, because they're a bit taller. Vortex again is a good one, but yeah. While we're on the subject of a meter, I'd probably say a rotisserie cooker as well, and so you can spin your meat.
It's quite a substantial gadget to put in, isn't it? I guess if money's no holds, then yeah, a Weber rotisserie.
No, you can. I would. I wouldn't say a Weber rotisserie is that great. Sorry, Weber, but only fire, only
The
fire
barbecue
make
talk
one.
show, ripping the shit out of Weber.
Only fire make one. It's an aftermarket. And well, to be honest, I looked at the Weber one. I thought it was a bit noisy. Only fire do one. It's a really quiet motor, so similar, but and it's also £100 cheaper. So
There you go. So it pays. I mean, what I've got a end of season £5 from Asda rotisserie, and that works perfectly fine. So
how you doing?
it just, it proves that you don't need to spend a fortune. In fact, talking of Asda, there we go. I bought myself a pizza stone for £5. £5 pizza stone. When I was looking on Amazon for them, they were like 20, 25 quid. And I thought, do you know what? I really don't want to spend that kind of money on a pizza stone that maybe I'll use 3 or 4 times. And then it'll probably just go rotten in the shed. So a £5 I can get behind.
Does that actually fit the insert for the
No, that's not going in the Weber.
Oh, I know where that's going.
You know exactly where that's going.
Your days of charcoal fire are beyond.
No. So we'll get into that in a minute. The grand cook that I did. We had some friends round 2 weekends ago, and they've been asking to sample my barbecue for a while. And sample they did. A lot of it. A lot of different things. So yeah, we'll cover that in a minute though.
Okay, yeah, before we roll around to that, the Dude's Kitchen and Grill, the Only Fire Santa Maria style grill. Yeah, I've seen that and I've got envy. I'd like one of them.
Get on it.
Yeah, they're
you need
really
to spoil
cool.
yourself.
I've just brought a telescope.
I told you I've got one of those that I could have sorted you out with. Silly man.
If you've got any filters going, it's for astrophotography, so it might be useful. But yeah, I've
nice.
Yeah, it's a nice telescope.
We're going to end up changing from the barbecue talk show to the stars at night show.
No, not really. Well, to be honest, I just got it, but I've always been fascinated with the moon and planets and the universe and stuff like that. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get a little telescope at the beginning of the year. And I was sitting outside, it was like -4 with this tiny little telescope looking at the moon, thinking, oh, fucking hell, this is good. So me being me, I saw one on Facebook Marketplace. Like an idiot, I was like, oh yeah, that's really cheap. Went off and got it. It's fucking massive. Like, I mean, it was huge. I couldn't fit it in the house. It had to go in the shed, is how big it was, right? So then I had a bit of a rethink, and I thought, oh, it's still in the shed. I say in the shed, it's securely locked up with guard dogs in front of it. But yeah, so I've got a smaller telescope. So I've gone from a reflector to a refractor, right? So that's more of a photography thing. So I'll be able to get some good images of nebula and planets and moon, etc. Not that it's anything to do with the barbecue, but I thought, well, in the summer you may as well be, while you're cooking, you can be looking up at the stars and doing something else as well as getting shit-faced on.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan for the summer.
So I've got a 6-inch Newtonian. Is that the one that's not is stacked lenses? No, bounces back in and forth.
A Newtonian is a mirror. So basically, it's a long tube. You've got the eyepiece at the top, and
it's the other one then. Whatever the other one was.
A refractor. So that's
I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah. Well, a refractor is more like a pirate's telescope. Yeah, so it's got lenses in it. Otherwise, it'd be a hybrid between, which is a Cassegrain, which is it's got a lens. It's basically a really short tube, but got loads of mirrors in it. So you'll have a 3-foot tube, but you'll have like 140-inch or 140-inch focal length.
I'm finding it. Please hold.
Ooh.
Dun, dun,
Anyway,
dun,
we
dun, dun, dun. You carry on whilst I find
yeah.
this ridiculous telescope.
While we're talking about that, I'd like to take a little bit of time to talk about Uncle Steve's shake. He hit me up in the week and he said he's going to send me some stuff to me this time. So I'm going to be getting a package sent direct to me instead of Matt. So I'll be able to cook a little bit more, which is quite good. I've been using his product a lot. In fact, I've been using his product a lot paired with the Rusty Barbecue Company's stuff. You've got one of them?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. It's the old man that had it before. He built this fucking Great Coffin. I'm not joking. It's 6.5 foot long, and it's in it. It's huge. It's like a fucking bazooka. You put it on your shoulder. It's like this.
If you don't want it, I'll fucking come and get that for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old man's got it currently. It's got all the the program thing, so it tracks it across the sky and everything.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we digress from barbecue talking. Sorry.
Yeah, I was sorry. Yeah. Anyway, back to the barbecue talk show. Barbecue talk. Yeah, Uncle Steve sending me a package. So thanks, Uncle Steve. Much appreciated. I can't really wait to use it. Also, as I said,
your package is here.
My package is here.
It's currently here. It's in a bag. It's ready to go. I mean, you know what the MAP postal service is like. It's really not good.
I think it's right. It's very delayed at the moment. It's not.
I'm going to blame Brexit.
Yeah. Brexit's a good thing to blame.
We'll blame Brexit for my really shit postage skills.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I'd done a beef rib cook the other day. I paired it up with some Uncle Steve's thick meat and also some of the Rusty Barbecues. Cow powder. Cattle dust. That's the one.
Cow dust. That's the one.
Cattle dust. Yeah. So I sort of like put
sauce.
I put the thick meat on, then put a nice it's got a really good herby, crusty flavour to it, the cattle dust. So I thought I'll get the Texas thing in that really soak into the meat. Bosh on this cattle dust for the bark. Basically, it was so good. I tell you what, those two combos they knock it out of the park. They seem to complement each other really well.
Nice.
So that's good. I've tried it on a couple of different cooks now. I've used the hogwash with the competition cow powder, pig powder. Sorry, or no, it's not pig powder anymore. It's something else. What is it? It's not called powder anymore. Anyway, scrub the powder. Uncle Steve's competition line is probably the right place, and to put it. So yeah, they work really well together as well. So I think the combination, the flavors really do tend to complement each other. Because I've tried two different rub combos and they've both been smashing. So give them a go. So in fact, Touchy put be quicker if Santa brings it, Ryan. You're probably right.
He would. Yeah. Do you know what? I might actually give it to Santa and see if he wants to take it over to Ryan. Terrible
competition shake
from me. There we go.
Put that competition shake. Yeah, that was me having a bit of a brain fart. Southern Texas Red is a killer. Yeah, I saw that on the podcast, John. It was fucking funny. Greg got it in his eye.
Well, that's what happens when Greg likes to just sort of pour it in his hand and throw it. You kind of expect it. Sometimes you just get a little bit of a misfire, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. So where were we? Weber kettle accessory. So obviously, you've got your Weber, the gourmet GPS system's really good. So I'd recommend the Kent Sweet Heat. Shit, sorry, man. Right, sometimes I should just learn to keep my mouth shut. But I did watch it. I don't know why I thought it was that, but yeah, it was funny as fuck. Anyway, I was sitting there laughing, watching. Laid a smoke bomb and pig shake together on ribs. All right, I'll give that a go. I haven't had ribs for a long time. It's raining here tomorrow, but I might pop out early to the shop. Lep snorted a line of gator shake. You're the man.
No.
I might go and line
crossed
some
your
up.
Lep, what crossed your mind when you thought, do you know what? This shit tastes good. It tastes good on everything else. What crossed your mind when you thought, right, I'm going to rack up a line on this and I'm going to fucking sniff it? Crazy man. Crazy man. Anything else you'd recommend for a Weber kettle?
Yeah. Well, you can do that because you're the one burning yourself all the fucking time.
No,
I
that's
could
why
recommend that to you.
I can't recommend them because I don't use them. I just go for touch. I'm going on the theory that the more times I burn my hands, the more resistant my hands will be.
You just want to be untraceable because you won't have any fucking fingerprints left. That's what it is. You'll be like the Invisible Man at some point. I know what it is. You're planning on robbing a jeweler's, yeah, and you don't want no fingerprints so they can't fucking find you.
Why would I want to rob a jeweler's? I'll have no fun out of robbing a jeweler's. I'm going to go rob barbecues.
Well,
from the distribution units. From the distribution units, so that, it's insurance.
It's a victimless crime. Victimless crime.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
Not a bad idea. There you go. See?
Yeah.
For all those products you can't afford, use your Weber kettle to boil your fingerprints off. Job done.
Reminds me of something in Star Wars when they've done something like that. They just got someone's hands and but anyway,
are you
digressing
sure?
again. I think so. It was on
fucking
something
Star
like
Wars
that.
have you been watching?
Might have been a Freaky Dream beer Star Wars.
I reckon you're right. There was no fingerprints being burnt off in Star Wars.
I do remember something weird like that. Or from something anyway.
Men in Black, maybe. Men in Black.
They get rid of the fingerprints.
Oscars.
That's what it is.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit of a difference, but
Yeah, I'm old.
We'll go for it.
So Weber gloves. Obviously a good set of barbecue, a tool set. So I've got the Weber flipper and the Weber tongs. Now. Well, to be honest, I've went through so many tongs and so many flippers, and then I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to spend a little bit of extra, and I brought them 4 years ago, and they're still like brand new.
Buy cheap, buy twice, or 3 or 4 times, is it proven in your case? I have a spade in my hands.
That's because you've got a great big fucking pellet grill now. You don't fuck around with little flipping shit. You just need a shovel to move all the crap around on it.
Yeah, you're kind of true. It's there's no moving small amounts in there. It's hold on a second, let me just move this, half a pig from one side of it to the other.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you've cooked. And I'm looking
at pictures. Do you know, I just enjoyed it. Should we get onto it?
Yeah, let's get into that.
Gadgets.
Yeah, okay, come on.
So, yeah, like I said earlier on, a couple of weeks ago, we had a few friends around with the kids. What did we have? We had pulled pork. We had pork belly mac and cheese. We had massive tray of pit beans. Some bratwurst, some burgers, some chicken thighs.
Yeah.
And the piece I actually enjoyed the most was a Dutch oven cooked bread. So I made a crispy bread loaf in my big Dutch oven.
Ooh.
Let that cool down, and then I sliced it diagonally across, across again, garlic butter all through it, and then a mixture of 3 or 4 different cheeses on all wedged in top of it. and then put it in. It was like a cheesy tear and share hedgehog type thing. Mate, I am not joking. That was fucking banging. Like, it was where it was such a crispy roll from the Dutch oven. Like, the inside was really light and fluffy, but you'd pull it out and it was just you'd crunch. You'd have the crunch of the outside and then the light fluffy of the inside, and all the flavour was just, oh my god. It was amazing. That went like hotcakes. We were all fighting over that.
I must admit, you are very clever when it comes to baking. I've not had any success making shit like that. I think it's because it's more, you're pretty much, you'll follow everything, whereas I don't. I just sort of make it up as I go along.
Yeah, you can't not follow bread recipe. Well, I've tried, and you just get stodgy shit that ends up going in the bin. So yeah. But do you know what? When it mentioned, I looked at the recipe, and I was just gonna. It was like a recipe just to cook in the oven, and then it was like, yeah, put it in your Dutch oven. I was like, oh fuck, what have I done? I've picked a recipe and I was like, I've got a Dutch oven, bollocks to it. Go and get it. So I went and got it. Man, that came out the best bread we've ever had.
So you put it in the Traeger.
Yes.
Did it take a lot of how long did it take to warm up? I should imagine it's got just as an interest. Not long. I don't know.
No, well, as in how long does the Traeger take to warm up?
The actual Dutch oven within because obviously it's only being heated up by the air, isn't it?
Yeah. So I put the Dutch oven in about 45 minutes at 200 maybe 180 or 200 degrees C. Left it in there for 45 minutes and then just went boop with the dough, put the lid back on, and just let it go. Fucking hell. I went in there for about an hour, I think it was in there cooking. And man, it was amazing. I'm not a good baker, could not even produce a loaf from the bread machine. That surprises me, Steve, because the master of the Dutch oven right there.
Yeah.
That surprises me that that bread is not one of your fortes. Everything else you seem to cook is incredible. So get in there and practice with your bread, man.
Them lamb ribs he done earlier I think it was yesterday, the day before it came out. Fucking hell, they look delicious. I'm a big fan of lamb ribs. So it's sort of like digression again. Sorry, it's a bit of a mishmash show, this one. So go check out Dutchy Cooking's what, lamb ribs? No, they're not.
The best end
cheap as
from lamb.
Huh?
Fuck off.
No, it's not the best end. It's just like the general. General rib.
I thought we were talking about like French trim best end.
No,
I know full well how much those are. My eldest decided that that's what he wanted to use as his cooking for his GCSEs. 3 times we had to buy those. £15 a go. Cheers, mate. They were good, but at least if you're practicing something, don't pick 15 quid brack.
No, it wasn't like a rack of lamb. They were the actual lamb ribs. They weren't the posh bit that you French trim and make it looking.
Yeah.
They were good.
Nice.
I've had them before. I've never cooked them like that though. They were very impressive actually. Really nice. So go check out Dutchy Cooking. Obviously Johnny makes barbecue here. Go check out his channel, Dude's Kitchen and Grill. Go check out his channel as well, all on YouTube. Yeah, great YouTubers in the chat tonight, so go check out everything that they do. See, Dutchy Cooking, cheapest chips, brought them from Booker's, about £5.
Okay. So you said I haven't used charcoal for a while. So with that cook, obviously, I put in 2 trays of pork belly mac and cheese. The pork belly was left over from the pork belly I cooked after the recommendations from you guys. Man, I had that. I had the pork belly in there for about 7 hours. It is a slab of pork belly. Oh, fucking hell. That came out incredible. Nice. Oh, my word. Yeah, that was so much better than I've had it before. Nice and low, slow. And again, every time I've done it in the Weber kettle, sort of indirect, 150 odd degrees, and it's never come out nice. But in the Traeger, fucking hell, that thing came out incredible. Like we had to stop ourselves from eating it because we knew we were going to use some for the mac and cheese for the in a couple of days' time. So I shredded up bits of that, little small chunks of this pork belly to put in the mac and cheese. That was I put some in the pit beans as well. Just like pit beans is just like a throw together, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Just throw everything together. So I put a load of stuff in there. Mexican chili bean sort of. It's like a bean tub that you get. Chuck those in. Baked beans, cannellini beans, black-eyed beans. Put some hot sauce in there. What else did I put in there? Barbecue sauce, nice healthy glug of barbecue sauce. And then I ended up putting just a little bit of water in there just to give it, because it was real sort of just thick sludge. It needed a little bit more just to sort of get it boiling. It was, that came out incredible. Corn on the cobs, just left them in the Traeger cooking. And then, the burgers and the bratwursts I did on the Weber kettle. And then finished the chicken thighs on the kettle as well, just to crisp the skin.
Fucking hell, how many people did you have around?
Not enough. There was a lot of leftovers. There was a lot of leftovers. But,
that's a fucking lot of food, man.
when someone says that, I want to come round, you keep going on about these barbecues, you put your money where your mouth is. I was like, right, fuck you then. I will. You watch this. And that's exactly what happened. And everyone went away happy. Everyone went away full up. And we still had bucket tons left over. So we were in it for days afterwards. Yeah, it was good. Really, really good. So maybe that's hopefully one of many for the summer. I prepped. I did all the prep work like on the Saturday, so everything was ready to go on the Sunday. There was no pressure. Normally, I run around like a blue ass fly, and I'm just like fuck. I sit down and I'm not even hungry to eat it because I've you've done yourself in because you're so fucking stressed out with running around, making sure everyone's happy. Well, I did it because obviously I knew it was going to be a big cook. I did all the timings, worked out all the timings for stuff to cook when we were going to do it.
Oh, hold on. You say you worked it all out, did you? I bet it was a fucking app on your phone that told you.
You ready?
Yep. So did you actually plan a cook?
Yeah, there we go. There you go. So that is not an app. That is my phone with my notes and the timings, the dishes I was cooking, when I needed to prep them, everything. So I sat there sort of on the Wednesday, Thursday, worked out the timings, what I was going to cook and when I was going to do it. And just went through the motions, and it turned out really good.
It's all in the preparation. I was happy
with it. It really is. It really is. If you don't prepare for it, then
prepared to fail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To prepare is only preparing to fail.
Exactly right. Absolutely. You've got to do it. You've got to get your shit down. And it's got to be so much easier with your Traeger fucking pellet grill thing, knowing it. So, because it tells you when it's all going to. Well, I suppose it's no different to like any Wi-Fi.
Really, a huge amount of things. All it tells you is how hot the meat is. How hot your grill is and how hot the meat is. If you've got the probe in. So I put the meat in. 9 o'clock in the morning, the pulled pork went in, or the shoulder of pork went in. 9 o'clock with the probe in. They turned up about 10, half 10. We went for a couple of hour walk, 3-hour walk. And obviously I was checking it as we were going around. And it was only a small shoulder. So I knew that it was gonna be done before we were finished. And I thought, we'll chance it. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's just going to, it's not hot enough to completely incinerate the meat. It's not going to dry it out. So we were most of the way home. Phone goes off, says, "Oh, your meat's cooked." All right, fuck it. I'll put it on stay hot mode. It drops it down to about 60 odd degrees just to keep it hot. So I did that. We were back home about 2:00. Wrapped it all up. Gave it a nice. Wrapped it up in foil. No, I wrapped it before we left. So I wrapped it and put a load of apple juice in with it. Wrapped it, and then left. Come back, took it off, wrapped it in towels. I had about 3 or 4 towels that I wrapped it in, and I put it in one of those like Aldi cool bags, like the cheapy ones. Just chucked it in one of those because I at that point I hadn't got my cool box. I've just bought like a cheapy cool box for the minute. Left it in that for an hour and a half while I was doing the rest of it. And then just pulled it all off. Finished the rest of it all off. Pulled the pork in front of everyone. Just done.
Have you got the bear claws?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I got some as a gift. They're all right.
I got some big like Wolverine type claws of metal, so with the big wooden handles on them. You just done. No, they're good. So it was really good. Everything came out all right. I'm like my own worst critic, so I sit down, I eat my food, I'm like, this is shit. I couldn't fault any of it. I enjoyed it all. So
when you pull your pork, do you come back and hit it up with a little bit more seasoning at the end, or do you just leave it sort of natural?
No, I leave mine natural normally. It's normally got enough on it. I normally cover it in whatever. It's already been sort of swimming in its own juices because I've wrapped it for a while. So it's normally sort of penetrated itself with all the flavour in anyway. It normally pulls quite nice.
I've not been much of a wrapper lately. I'm really into bark. Last few pork cooks I've done, didn't bother wrapping them. The one I done last weekend, I just cooked. So I cooked it in a it was in a tray, so it was essentially sitting in its own juices. But I didn't bother wrapping that. That was a hot and fast one in a drum. Actually, that was whizzing along a 275. It fucking cooked in no time. It caught me a bit with my pants down. To be fair,
yeah.
I was really surprised how quick that went. But it's weird. I tell you what, a 3 kilo pork butt is a fucking funny beast. Sometimes they take forever, and other times they just be done in no time.
It'll take no time. Yeah.
Weird, so there's a funny weight. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't know whether it's the shit they put in it or what, but sometimes they cook quick, sometimes they take forever. This one cooked like it was fucking in the oven. It literally went so fast. Yeah, it cooked so fast. It wasn't tough. It was perfectly done. It made really good pulled pork, but it cooked really quickly. It really caught me out. Like the meat was done before everything else, which for barbecue is extremely unusual. You know what I mean? So I just sort of held it again. I wrapped it up in foil, then I wrapped it in towels and just sort of like kept it in the top part of the oven while everything else was cooking. I can't even remember what we had. I think it was just mashed potatoes and rolls with like. I tell you what, I did get is which I need to make is some red sour slaw. So it's like a really heavy. It's almost like red cabbagey cold slaw. I can't remember where we got it from, but it was fucking delicious. Obviously it works really well. Like pickles, always put pickles in a roll if I pull pork, because I like that. With hot sauce, generally the family don't go too much on hot sauce, but I like hot sauce with pulled pork. But what I have been doing is circling back round to when I've pulled it. I've been going back over with the honey rub from Butcher's Barbecue honey rub. So it's almost like it's like a really fine rub. So what did I use for this one? I think I can't even remember what rub I used on it. It was quite a savoury one, so it might have been a meat church one actually I used, and they're generally quite peppery and not very sweet. So it sort of like had the you made some of my chili sauce. It's good, isn't it, Steve? It's really nice. Yeah, so it was quite a fierce sort of peppery, spicy pork butt. Then I hit it back up with this Butcher's Barbecue honey rub when it was pulled. Yeah, so that way the rub just sort of like seeped in when it was pulled. Then a little bit of barbecue sauce as well, just to sort of, and it got hoovered up. It really went so quick. And I had some decent sandwiches as well. There wasn't that much left, but I had some good rolls for Monday.
Yeah.
But there weren't. It didn't make it through to Tuesday. Normally, if I do pork bar, I normally have a fair bit, but this stuff got hoovered up.
No, fair enough. Right, back to gadgets. Not so much gadgets. Books. Mm-hmm. Books. Always an inspiration for new cooks and things like that. So 2 new ones for me this month. Rodney Scott's book got released this month, and so did Marcus's new book, Skewered. I've started having a little butchers through both of them. Both of them look like they've got some really good content in there. And obviously Rodney's like sort of life story in there as well. He kind of covers it quite well in what's it called? The Netflix series that he did. But you get a little bit more in there, which is quite cool. You've got loads and loads of recipes that he uses in his restaurants. So stuff like that, I'll certainly be trying. Some of the desserts that he does as well look incredible and quite simple. Yeah, I think everybody's got a good collection of books now, haven't they? I seem to have fallen into the trap. I don't really read a huge amount, but I flick. So I'll look through books and go, "Oh, that looks good," and then I'll use that recipe. So I've got like a collection, and I'll just do like an eeny, meeny, miny. I'm having that one today, and then we'll just flick through and pick something and just go with it. I don't know what other people are like with books. I don't. How do you use your cooking books, Ryan? Do you read them front to back and then, use them, or how do you do it?
Well, Dutchie just put Matt looks at the pictures. That's totally wrong.
At the pictures, yeah.
I just look at the pictures. I'm dyslexic, right? So I'll read it. About 40% will make sense to me, and then I'll go back and read it and pick it up again. So I get a general theme of what's going on, and if I'm really focused on something, I'll pick up the information and use it. But no, YouTube is my library basically, because it's a visual thing, and that's how I pick up information. If I watch something, it goes in. If I read something, I have to read it 3-4 times just to pick up all the information, which makes things difficult sometimes. But
absolutely.
But I do buy cooking books just because I like looking at the pictures and the recipes are good. And 9 times out of 10, me being the way I am, I think I know better and not follow the fucking recipe anyway. So it's kind of
excellent. There you go.
But
to be fair, like recipe books, do they really want you to follow it word for word, or do they want you to go, "Oh, that sounds like a really good idea, but I'm going to adapt it so it's mine"? I'm pretty sure that's what they want.
There's only been a few recipe books that I've actually stuck, and that's making rubs, right? So Meathead's book, his standard rub is fucking brilliant. If you're going to make a rub, it's got some good shit in that. Also Ray Shan's, he's got some good stuff as well in barbecue rubs and sauces, and that book. That's a really good book as well. Again, because it's more instructional, it's more like reading a manual than a recipe book. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
matter of fact. This is how you do it, and that's kind of how my brain works. It's sort of like A, B, C,
fair enough.
D, E, F, G. That's how I. Oh, I fucking am.
Dutchy says, "I bet you're a nightmare for IKEA furniture."
I tell you what, that's probably true for what I like. I do research and development mainly, so everything I do isn't necessarily straightforward. I have to think around problems and create things. So following the beaten track isn't how I'm wired. Like I'll go da 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 da, but it could be this and it might work that, and we can try this. And that's how I generally go about things. You know, I've got to do that because that's kind of, I don't know, it's how I'm just how I'm wired up.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Um,
Yeah. What other little gadgets have you got? I've just had some new little gadgets delivered for the shack. So when I'm cooking outside, the
Go
little
on.
moon, solar panelled, little rechargeable battery light.
God, it's bright, isn't it?
Different, yeah, it's really bright. And then, you know, if you want to have a disco with your neighbours, you can stick it on strobe mode and go nuts. Sorry for anybody that's, you know, got epilepsy. Or if, for example, I either burn myself or I burn the food, I can stick it in SOS mode.
Well, so the missus will look out the window and go, he's burnt himself
he's burnt
again.
it again. Yeah, he's burnt it, or yeah, he's burnt himself. So hopefully they'll be all right out there. They'll do the job, I guess. So, we shall see.
So a particular thing I did want to mention actually is a device called the Tip Top Temp. I brought one ages ago.
Top temp.
Yep. You can get them on Amazon. They're about 30 quid. Again,
Let's have a look.
if you're just getting into it, just getting into barbecue and just sort of like tinkering in the smoking world, a Tip Top Temp isn't a bad way to go. It's basically a leaf spring that's temperature sensitive. So what you'll do is you'll set your outside temperature on the dial that you can see up there. Set that to the temperature, and then it will adjust the temperature you want by the flap opening and closing and controlling the flow of oxygen. You have to have all the vents closed. That's just the thing that controls the airflow within the barbecue. It looks really weird, but it works really well.
So even the bottom one closed?
Even the bottom one closed. Maybe just a tiny crack, the tiniest of cracks, but I'm pretty sure it's just that controls the temperature of the Weber. And it's pinpoint accurate. It's fucking really good. I've had one for years, and I've noticed that there's a bit of a thing going on Facebook saying, "Have you seen the Tip Top Temp?" Like it's
a new thing, but not quite so much by the looks of it.
It's been around a while, and they're really, really good. So if you haven't got a smoker and you want to get into smoking meat, buy one because they're really good. They're not a fad. They work really well. I used one for ages on my kettle.
So how does that fit on there then, Ryan? Does it go straight over the top of the original sort of vent?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, you just have the vents wide open, like the top vent wide open, because obviously the red bit is the seal. Yeah, so that sits around the Weber sort of.
So, but mine's obviously got like a sort of a tang on top that you twist it.
Yeah.
Where does it sit on top of that then? Does it sit directly over the top of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's sometimes on the plastic ones, you can pull the sort of like the rubber handle off.
Yeah.
Or just leave it on. I've just left it on. It works fine. I've never had a problem with it working. They work really good.
Okay.
So if you're just getting into it,
basket,
yeah. Well, you don't need it. You've got a fucking great big Traeger. But
well, why not? You know, it's a gadget. I love gadgets.
But if you're just getting into smoke, just sort of like dipping your toe into the smoking world, and you've got yourself a Weber barbecue, that's money well spent, in my opinion. I'd recommend that wholeheartedly.
If you want to push the boat out completely, you can get Smart Fire, and just have a little. It's like a little tin that goes on the bottom, or you just. And then just plug it into a battery and, fuck off down the pub and you wait until your meat's cooked.
Yeah, but yeah, that
If you got
you can do
300
that.
quid to throw at a bit of a fan with some thermometers connected to it.
I made my own one of those.
I know.
So
It's very easily. It is very easily done. When I bought it, it was like, oh yeah, no, and then you realise how easy it is to just use a PID sensor and just with a fan make it yourself. It really is not hardship if you're, technically minded. Or I don't suppose you need to be technically minded if you can follow instructions well enough.
No, I've got
really
a
easy
circuit.
to
If anyone wants it, I've got a circuit diagram. I'll happily share with you. It's pretty simple if you can do it. It's not even got a parts list. You know, it's really easy to do. But if you're not competent, don't, because you're plugging it into the particular one I made, you plug into the main, so it's all got to be done properly, because otherwise it may get a little bit exciting. Yeah.
Absolutely. I got the Meter Pro mitts on a giveaway just came out. I came in and excited to try it out. Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Excellent.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, love the Meter Pros. They're good. Is that the block, or is that the like we've got the Meter Plus one?
There's a different one out as well now. There's the Meter Plus, and then there's one in between the Meter Plus and the Meter Block, isn't there now?
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I was looking on the website last night.
So out of touch. I'm going to go and have a look now. Hold on.
Well, I'm just a meter whore, mad for the meters.
Such a
Charlie, rotisserie cooking, mate. I'll tell you what, it makes such a fucking difference sticking that in whatever you're cooking on a rotisserie. Life is so much easier.
Meter Plus, and a Meter Block.
No, there's another one as well. I'm sure there is.
Not according to their website. Unless it's .com. I'm on .com. Let's go on the shop and have a little butcher's. No, that's all they got. Meter Plus, Meter Block, and the meter, just the normal meter, which doesn't even have the probe thing.
Oh,
they make nice coasters now.
It's battery powered. Yeah. It charges up the probe, and then you stick it in your meat. Charlie.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, by the way, Charlie. Hi.
Yeah.
So, Tip Top Temp, they're a good piece of kit. Where else was going to? We've covered the pizza stones as well.
Yeah,
they're a very good investment.
So I'm going to use the Traeger for wood-fired pizza.
Of course,
that thing will crank up to 290 odd degrees C. So I'll be cooking pizza on it. It's Traeger Day on the 14th as well.
Well, you want to get banging some content out then?
Yeah, they're giving away stuff as well for all manners of different bits and bobs. So.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I must admit, I've never been that fascinated by pellet cookers before, but now you've got one, I'm kind of curious because.
Have to come round and have a play on it, Ryan.
Yeah, maybe when we're allowed to, I will. Well, I suppose technically, are we not? I don't know.
We're allowed to now, aren't we? In the garden. I have a shack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gents, blocks,
maybe
birds,
maybe when it's a little bit less lockdown and make a weekend of it or whatever.
Yeah, I think Steve's got a. There's a tailgate coming up at some point somewhere.
Look,
I'd
love to be able to bring the Traeger with me, Ryan, but
you can get electric hookup. You can get electric hookup there. Yeah.
But it's fucking huge.
Just get a roof rack. It'd be fantastic seeing that fly down
on a roof rack. I'm renting a fucking trailer and some straps. That's the only way I'm bringing it with me. It's fucking massive.
So you got to get a massive trailer with a strap and strap it on, yeah?
Yeah.
And hurl your meat down to some tailgate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It sounds like an exotic party in a car park.
It is a big old unit. It's got 4 wheels on it. I mean, you could put 4 wheels on a roller skate, but do you know what I mean? It's big, and it is not light either. It's quite heavy. 4th of June in Tamworth. If anyone wants to attend the tailgate,
I'll probably be up.
How far away is Tamworth from me? Tamworth, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Mappies. Talk amongst yourself whilst I look where Tamworth is.
I suppose the only thing we might even be able to do, if we do go, be able to do a live broadcast there, depending on internet connection. That'd be quite fun. Do it through 4G, should be all right. Jules, how you doing?
That's not too bad, you know.
What is an English tailgate? We basically get together, do a bit of camping, cook a load of food, and get pissed. Mike, it's basically it's good. Like we don't have like American football over there as such. Well, we don't do that for it. Any sort of sports over here, you'd normally go to a pub, get drunk, then go to the ground. If it's rugby, you'd get more drunk in the ground. If it's football, you'd have to wait 90 minutes.
Do you know what? I reckon I'm up for that one. That's not that far from me. It's about an hour and a half.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably do that. Well, yeah.
It's probably about, I don't know, what's it? Up the M1 for you, isn't it? Literally straight up the M1.
I'll get in the battle bus, load it up with a drum, and actually, I'll tell you, yeah, well, I might even fucking sleep in it this time. I took a tent to the last one I went to, and fucking hell, it was the most uncomfortable night I've ever spent. It was fucking horrible.
I tell you, I am not sleeping on the floor. My back will not take it anymore. I am too old, too fat, too broken.
So it looked like out tailgating. Yeah, I suppose so. Do you camp when you go out tailgating? In fact, I've got an idea, right?
You're going to put him on the spot now, aren't you? You're going to ask him to come on and tell us all about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Mike, would you be up and
Mike,
tell us all about it? Let's put a link in the chat. I know it's still the podcast, but let's get it in, jump on, let's have a talk about it, because Steve organises a lot of tailgates in the UK.
Does, yeah.
And Mike, if you're curious, come on and you can explain the American point of view. And whoever wants to come on, in fact, we'll do it. And
I think it's probably a good time to move to the pub club.
No,
talk about it in the pub club.
Let's keep it in the podcast for a little bit. Let's do 10, 20 minutes, then open the pub club.
Okay.
Or maybe 10 minutes, because I think it'd be an interesting insight into what the pub club can be for people who listen to the podcast, perhaps.
Yes, that's as long as Steve is up for it. You've kind of put him on the spot right now, so he's probably running around like a headless chicken going, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to try and find stuff to put on, put my headphones on and get into the comfy location, the little gin bar that he's got. And knowing Mike, he's probably still at work. Look, there we go. Look, he is. I can for a few. I'm at work. There we go. Know your audience.
Well, I wouldn't endorse jumping on when you're at work, but if you've got a few minutes and you won't get found out, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's break time, isn't it? It's a Friday as well.
Oh, what does Max call it for? It's your Union 15.
Put some clothes on.
Oh no, don't. Let's go lep.
No, let's not do a lep, please. We don't want to see nipples and nakedness. There's just no. Although Julie seems to be thinking that would probably be a good idea. Julie, give us a thumbs up if you think that's a good idea. Just watch it appear in that top corner out there, Ryan.
Jordan Bennett.
So,
gadgets. Let's have. There we go. The dude. Here he
comes
is.
Mike. Hello,
hey,
Mike. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Hello. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, mate.
Friday, Mike.
Hey.
So,
how you doing?
Tell us about your tailgating. What is it in America then?
Give me just a second.
When Steve comes on, he can explain what the UK version is.
So in the U.S., of course, we have American football, and they do it for concerts as well. But it's just a whole bunch of people in a parking lot, and they bring their barbecues, and I guess it originally started, on the tailgate of a truck. But some people take it to an extreme, and they've got vans and trailers and you name it that they just cook in, and they sit under a canopy sometimes and just cook like mad. I love going to them because you can go from place to place and just kind of sample food, and people hand you free beer or free shots, and
Oh, wow.
it's better than actually going to the game half the time.
Sounds like my type of place.
That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
it'll start like here. So in Boise, we have Boise State football, which is huge. And people will rent a stall in the parking lot for the entire season for all 6 games. And if there's playoff games, they'll have to rent those as well. And they get the same spot every time, and they just party, right? It's just a huge parking lot party.
Wow.
You name it, it goes on.
No way.
So is there like music and sort of food, obviously food, beer, music, dancing girls, the whole shebang? It sounds like a good time.
You see a lot of girls walking around, and they're some of them. You're like, wow, holy moly! That should be illegal. But they'll have music, or a lot of guys will have TVs hanging on the side of their rigs. Like they have a van.
Wow.
Say for instance, I had a friend. I haven't tailgated for probably 2-3 years now, but he had an old bread truck that he converted. So he gutted the entire thing out, put in a cooking station in there with like a Blackstone. And he had a TV inside. He had a TV hanging on the outside. They have their dish that they can put on top or on the side, so they can get their DirecTV or Dish Network or whatever. And you just sit around and watch games. Some guys get porta potties, and some, it's just a huge parking lot party is all it is. I mean, in it, thousands of people, and you'll see cornhole games, people throwing football around, people passed out, people puking, you name it. It's there.
I was just about to say what Dutch put. So you probably wouldn't, if you've got the TV blaring and you got the pit running, you wouldn't necessarily go and watch the game. You just stay there and drink and have a good old party.
I'm there with
Wow.
Kent. One year I bought season tickets, and so I went to all 6 games. But I would go inside and watch kickoff, and then go back outside and just party. And the cops love to hang out at them because they're just waiting for a good DUI.
No, I got a lot of tailgate experience myself. As you can see, I'm a diehard Browns fan. If you were just watching the NFL Network, fun fact, I was at the draft and they just replayed. I got a couple messages. I was just on TV like 10 minutes ago on the NFL Network because we're at the draft party in Cleveland. They just had it. It was a fun time though. But man, tailgating. Yeah, if you guys, I jumped just in the middle of that because I wasn't paying attention for the first part. But man, tailgating is so amazing. I got season tickets to the Browns. I love going to football games, man. It's so awesome. It's really epic. Like, and now we can. I mean, it's to the point now where I could just get away with smoking weed there. So it's like shit.
There you go.
It's a good party, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's an experience. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. But it sounds like you guys got something as well. Tell us a little bit about your version.
So
we don't know. I'm waiting for the man of the hour to turn up and tell us all about it.
I've been to one that Steve arranged. So basically, we go to a campsite. I think the one I went to was in Essex somewhere. I drove down. I took my drum.
There he is.
I'll let Steve explain it because Steve actually organises them, so he can give you the full details.
You put some nice clothes on.
I can just give you the drunken, vague recollections of what happened.
I'm gonna make him big.
Oh,
come on, tell us all about it.
I've missed the last 5 minutes literally because I've had to get a
Fucking hell.
verification code from Google so I can log on to you.
All right. So basically, Mike just run over the whole American football side of tailgating. So how everyone does it over in the States. They go over to a big car park, literally set up all sorts of vans and amazing apparatus with tents, and they rent out lots so they can go out and be in the same place all the time. So I suppose you get the same people come back every time, and you have like a big party basically. So
Yeah.
give us the rundown on how we do it over in the UK, Steve.
Ours is slightly different. I think we kind of just pinched the name tailgating because obviously it was well known in America. Ours are more weekend events where we kind of start on a Friday afternoon, pitch up, we have a bit of a cook up on the Friday night, bit of a social, far too many beers.
Yep.
For Friday night.
That's a given right there. That's the same way as us. It's pretty much everybody gets too drunk is pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is supposed to be the main day where we all cook together, and then eat say 5 or 6 o'clock. So we all kind of you can either cook in one area, or you can cook on your own pitch and things like that, and bring your food in or eat on your own. So that's but. Like I say, tailgate. It's not tailgating as in America. It's we kind of pinched the name and it sounded good.
It sounds very similar, though. To be honest with you.
Oh, it's a good time. It's a really good time. Like, I remember when I went, I was like, I got so pissed on the Friday night. I was fucked on Saturday. Do you remember? I was sitting there in a big circle. I fell asleep. It was like 5 in the afternoon. I was I was gone.
If I remember correct, Ryan, you never actually kind of got your meal out, did you?
I can't remember. I really can't remember. I was pretty much drunk for all the time.
Yeah. That's what normally happens. It's like everything. The first night, everyone's like hyper, and they're all like, and they sit around drinking, not remembering that Saturday they've got some serious cooking to do.
I set my cook off at midnight in that drum.
You did, yeah.
And I didn't have to get up until later. But luckily, I just set it. It was like I'd done a low and slow, full pork shoulder, so it was like a long cook anyway.
Yeah.
But I was so pissed all weekend. I was drunk all weekend. I think I woke up and had a beer. That's how bad I was. Yeah. I was like, I woke up.
The part about tailgating in America is it's on a Sunday, so everybody's at church. So, you can get up at 6, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and just crack a beer. It's so fresh and so amazing. Especially sometimes you're still in Ohio. Where are you from, dude? What teams you got? What teams you?
Boise, Idaho.
Are you like a Broncos fan there? What's your NFL team? Your favorite NFL team? Would you say?
It would be mine's Chiefs, but it would be most people are Denver or Seattle. Okay. There are a couple San Franciscos.
Yeah, because here in Ohio, sometimes it would take the whole weekend. You'd have high school football games. Grade 12 will be on Friday nights, and there's people who drink for that, believe it or not. And then college games like University, Ohio State, and the bigger schools, they would play on Saturday.
That's us. That's us.
So you drink for those games, and then Sunday you'd keep it drinking too for the NFL games. So it's a whole weekend sometimes just getting sloshed and watching different levels of football. That's how entrenched it is over here.
Yeah, I can. What's name? Jimmy Q saying about NASCAR. We used to go to Le Mans 24 hours. So we used to turn up on the Thursday. Obviously, the race doesn't start till the Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And from when you turn up, right the way through till Sunday tea time, it's just one big drinking fest and eat fest. And like I say, we used to take a whole. I used to organise it. This would be about 12 of us used to go. We used to have a whole kitchen set up for barbecuing and stuff like that. Yeah, with generators running. We used to have fancy lights, everything spatchcock chickens. I used to cook everything. But like I say, the drink used to start Thursday morning, and not stop till Sunday tea time.
Nothing wrong with that.
It just goes to show you, if you get a group of guys together, no matter what, all they're going to do is just drink until they can't drink no more. So that's why you need women there, or else we're just gonna drink until we die. We're like the dog with a big pile of food in front of us. We just don't know how to
So-
stop.
It was that
The,
bad
the
one
women
year.
aren't there to stop you from dying, Joey. Come on.
Right.
They're there for something. It's not dying.
It was that bad one year on the ferry, because you take an overnight ferry across to France. That we'd had quite a lot to drink, and I was driving a van down with a lot of the gear in, and we were about an hour out of Caen, going down to Le Mans, and we're going through this little village, and we stopped at this set of traffic lights, so we set off, and I had this sudden urge to be sick.
Nice.
So we were driving down the road. I got the driver's door open, being sick out the door, with my mate holding the steering wheel in a straight line.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all been there at some stage, haven't we?
Certainly have, yeah.
Oh, I've had my friend suddenly have the urge to go for a piss. And instead
Remember,
of just
this
being
is
like
still
a
the podcast.
yeah, well, it's going to be a bit of a fun one at the end of the podcast. Instead of just going, do you know what? He was like, I need a piss. He undid the window and then just proceeded to climb out of said window with just leaving 2 legs in the car, and then pissed
That's
all
a party
over the
right
car
there.
and outside. Yeah, probably one of
party.
the most ridiculous things I've ever witnessed was a drunk man trying to piss out of a moving car.
You'll see a lot of that at tailgating. A lot of ridiculous stuff, and you just sit back and laugh.
Well, sometimes you'll be drinking for so long, and you know how it is when you break that seal. We call it breaking a seal. Once you got to pee, you just keep going.
Yeah.
That's it. You've got to go.
Keep coming.
Once you break that seal, dude, some of these lines in the bathroom are 15, 20 minutes long. You're like, fuck this shit. You will literally pee wherever because you're drunk. You don't care at that point. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I peed in front of 300 fucking people. I don't give a shit. I gotta go. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then other people will start doing it, and no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Somebody's got to break the fucking modesty barrier. Then after that, everybody will fucking do it.
It's never a truer word said, you know. You go to a big concert over here, like, people are fucking pissing everywhere at the end of the night. It's literally, you can't.
Well,
You gotta go, right?
Well, I do the big download festival, which is the rock festival here in close to me in Donington Park.
Yeah.
And they're all like heavy rock guys and things like that. One year, it was that bad with rain. The area in front of the stage was about a foot deep in mud.
Oh.
But when you walk through the mud, all you could smell was piss. Because everyone just
It's
stood
water
there.
mud, piss mud.
Yeah. There wasn't going to go to the toilet. It was just like, well, I'll do it in. It just absolutely like an acre of like toilet. That was it.
I tell you what, you see, when you go to the festivals and you see people throwing pint glasses, the beer's so expensive.
Pints of
it ain't beer.
Yeah. No.
It's not
Just
beer.
bring your own.
Yeah,
If you can get away with it, bring your own.
Just fill up with, recycled beer, we call it.
Yeah, remember this is still in the podcast.
Diluted beer.
I'd be curious to see how they do it in Australia. I'll ask Patrick later. How they party in Australia.
Hard.
Sim.
I can tell you that
Sim.
much. Yeah, he's I've been out there and they don't mess around. That's for sure.
No, they don't. I've gotten to know Patrick very well over the last couple months. I talk to him every day, and he's a character. And how they do things is
shiny spot.
They just do it, man. They want to do it. They just do it.
Yeah. I tell you what, the Australians they're so British. It's sort of. It's Britishness on steroids, if you know what I mean. It's almost like a stereotypical way of being English, because they sort of like. Oh, obviously we sort of like went over there and populated pretty much like America, but obviously they all had the revolution, etc. Your own country, but they're still in the Commonwealth. So like the Australian people they're British or English and in the Commonwealth, but they're sort of like pumped English or pumped British people. So sort of like everything they do is English and some, if you know what I mean. They sort of like get all of the English brands, all of the English food, all of the British stuff, but they also know how to party 3 or 4 times harder than the fucking English people do. I went down there for I don't know. I was down there for ages. Fucking hell, they can drink, and they're so direct. You know.
So what you're trying to say, Ryan, is that we managed to tame the Australians, but the Americans are feral.
Might be the other way around.
I wouldn't say the Americans are feral at all. What I would say is like
we didn't tame them, did we? Australia.
We made them.
As Pickles rightly puts in the chat, the prison island, unfortunately, from the history is
Well, I'm going to see Patrick next year, and we're looking at March, and we're gonna. Speaking of prison island, we want to go to Tasmania because that's where he wants to retire one of these days, right? And so I met this guy online through YouTube, Dads, TASDAZ, and from what I've seen of that guy's videos, holy crap, he can party. So I reached out to him. He goes, "Yeah, when you're down here, man, we'll go drink it up." They call it instead of getting drunk or pissed, it's Schindler's.
Schindler's.
So it's like, we'll go get Schindler's, man. Get ourselves an Esky's a cooler, right? And get ourselves an Esky of what, blah, 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 and we'll go get Schindler's. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. they have dry. I don't know if you got it in America. They have
that's
drive-through
really
off
bad
licenses.
Cockney rhyming slang, isn't it? Schindler's List, pissed.
Schindler's Piss, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it rhymes with
Schindler's List, it's pissed. It's Cockney rhyming
shit
slang.
face. But
Yeah, it's Schindler's List piss. So yeah, that's what it is. Drunk. Getting blimey, gov. Again.
We started writing off now.
we'll sit there and talk, like this, and he'll start rattling off stuff, and it's like, what? What the hell are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, just come back to the motherland. We give you the proper Cockney chat. So, how are you guys been anyway? I haven't seen any of you spoken to any of you for ages. So tell me what you've been up to. I've obviously.
Shall we jump into the pub club now?
Yeah, let's run that. Yeah,
right. Run the advert, and then we'll come back to the pub club.
Matt's sensible, you see. He's like, yeah.
Sometimes you've got to do these things, Brian. Right. 2 minutes.
Hold on. Run the spill before we do it for the edit.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a leak and have a smoke, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to run real quick too, so I'll be right back as well. That's the perfect time.
The spiel gets put in the podcast anyway, doesn't it? Just remember to edit this last little bit out where we're talking.
Yeah, I'll do that. The channel feed's much easier. Well, yeah. Bye.